Welcome! So what are these 4 question marks? Each one of these represents a different part of your body that I feel is essential to stretch regardless of what discipline you're riding in. Each one of these areas and stretching them has helped me in my riding. I'm going to break down how it can help you in your riding, what area it's helping you with. These are all basic stretches you can do at home with no equipment. This is a follow-up video for my equestrian workout video. If you haven't seen that, you can check it out here, or I'll leave a link in the description below. So the first area that we want to stretch is our hips, specifically our hip flexors. Our hip flexors are an area of our body that are really commonly tight. And they're tight because we're sitting long hours, a lot of times at our job typing, or we're sitting in a car driving. And when we're in that seated position, our hip flexors are closed and that creates tension. Now, when it comes to riding, if your hip flexors are tight, this can put your leg forward into a chair seat, making you less balanced, and can cause you to have more issues of stability like bouncing, especially when you're going at speed and things like the canter. So opening up those hips allows us to be able to have a nice open leg position, which gives us a nice stable position of our pelvis, allows our hips to follow the motion and makes us really secure in the saddle. Our first stretch is a basic lunge hip flexor stretch. To do this, you're going to go into your lunge position and you're just going to think about opening up that hip to the knee, really breathing and stretching down into that lunge position. You want to do this on both sides, holding for 30 to 60 seconds. To get a deeper stretch, you can twist away. That'll help open up that hip a little more. Our second stretch is the butterfly stretch. This is a great one for opening up the inner thighs and getting those hip flexors nice and loose. When you start the stretch off, you want to sit and keep your back nice and straight. Just bring your legs as close to you as it feels comfortable, as you feel a slight pull. You're holding this for 30 to 60 seconds, and as you get more comfortable, you can gradually bring your legs closer to you. If you feel any pull on your back, you can put a pillow underneath you to relieve any strain in your back. Our second area is our legs, specifically our hamstrings. Our hamstrings are a really important player in keeping us secure in the saddle. And if your hamstrings are tight, you can end up with low back pain. You can end up with things like losing one stirrup or both. And you could end up feeling like you're just not able to sit deep and secure in the saddle. So being able to have those hamstrings open and stretched is going to allow you to keep a nice long leg that absorbs the shock of motion and help you to stay more centered in the saddle. Our first stretch for our hamstrings is a modified hurdler stretch. You're going to bring one leg back, one leg forward. Think about pressing your knee into the ground, pressing your hips away, really getting a nice deep stretch through those hamstrings. You're going to do this on both sides, holding for 30 to 60 seconds. The second stretch for hamstrings is just a basic toe touch. You're just going to go as far as you can. And if you can reach your toes, you can bend one leg and then the other, which helps you to get a little deeper stretch. If you're like me and your hamstrings tend to be really tight, you can use a chair. Just going to set your chair up, step back away from it, and just bend down, nice straight back, until you start to feel that stretch and hold it for 30 to 60 seconds. The third area we want to stretch is our shoulders. Stretching your shoulders and your pectoral muscles in the front of your chest is really important in being able to have a relaxed, giving hands when you ride. Many of us have a lot of tension in our shoulders. I know I tend to have the most tension probably in my neck and my shoulders, and that can come from just not having good posture throughout the day, or it could come from, just a weakness there. But anytime that you have tension in your shoulders and in the front of your chest, it can cause your arms to rise when you're riding and can cause a lot of tension in your hands and cause you to feel like you're always pulling the horse back, or it's difficult to give to the horse and stay relaxed and have a more following arm. So if you want to have that open collarbones, those really relaxed shoulders and really soft giving hands, then you want to focus on stretching your shoulders out. Our first stretch is for our chest. It's a wall chest stretch. You're going to put your hand flat against the wall and twist away. You're going to hold this for 30 seconds and do it on both sides, making sure you're breathing nice and deep into the stretch. Second stretch for our shoulders is a doorway stretch. This is a great basic stretch. You're going to start with your hands up higher at a 90-degree angle, and you can bring them lower to get a stretch in different areas. You want to hold this for 30 to 60 seconds. The fourth area we want to stretch is our neck. When we're riding our horses, the position of our head has a big role to play in the balance of us overall. Your head is very heavy. You may hear instructors say, we don't want to look down, we want to be looking straight ahead. If you're struggling with a forward head position or feeling like you've got a lot of tension in your neck and in the back of your shoulders when you ride, stretching your neck can be a great way to allow you to put your head in a better position and ride in better balance with your horse. The first stretch for our neck is a neck roll. You want to do this nice and slowly. You're going to do it once each direction. Our second stretch for our neck is a seated neck release. Bringing one hand back, you're going to set the opposite hand on your neck and very gently apply some pressure down towards your shoulder, reaching the other hand away. So a quick recap, the 4 areas we want to be stretching as equestrians are our hips, our legs, our shoulders, and our neck. Stretching these areas is going to allow us to sit more securely in the saddle, feel like we have better balance, better communication with our horse, and a more enjoyable, effective ride. If this video was a help to you and you would like to see more topics on this subject or other subjects, I would love to hear from you. You can let me know in the comments below. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I'll see you in the next video.